Edward Cabrera of the Marlins. TK, I'm going to lay out the scouting report for you, and you just tell me what comes to mind here. 27 years old, just had his best year, 8-7 record, 3.53 ERA, 137 innings. Fastball goes from 96 to 98 or 99 miles an hour, so he's got a great arm. He's got some Luis Heel vibes in that he doesn't always know where the ball is going. Like, he'll miss his spots, but instead of being like a high fastball guy, he's a sinker guy. Like, he gets a lot of sink on his pitches, kind of like Cam Schlittler does. So I want to kind of talk about that. The Yankees were able to kind of get more out of his fastball, so maybe they can do that with Cabrera as well. He has a power changeup, and it's one of the most unique changeups in the league. It's 91 to 93 miles an hour and has just absolutely disgusting, devastating fade. Kind of like Pedro Martinez had, but Pedro threw his a lot slower. He had a lot more differential between the two. That's kind of what made him like the Hall of Famer that he is, combined with his fastball. He's got a good slider, decent curveball. He pitched a career best 137 2/3 innings, allowed less than a hit per inning this season. He was really good during the middle of the season, ERA of 2 in May, and then in the 2s in both June and July, kind of struggled down the stretch. He had some blister issues. He had some elbow issues. This guy's injury list is absolutely ridiculous. It reads like movie credits. Like, you got to scroll to get down his injury and transaction list. So that's something that does concern me. But if you look at the StatCast numbers, they're pretty good. I mean, the breaking ball run value is elite. Fastball velocity is elite. Chase percentage, whiff percentage, strikeout percentage, and ground ball percentage, all right around the top 25% of the league. The Talkin' Yanks guys seems to think that the package going back for him will be Ben Hess, former first-round pick for the Yankees, and Dylan Lewis, who's a 22-year-old who spent last season in Single A. So knowing all of that, I want to get your thoughts on this Edward Cabrera rumor as of right now.
I hate it.
Really?
Straight up, I hate it so much. I think he has good stuff, and the Yankees, the Yankees love their sinker guys. They're big fans of that, ground ball pitchers and keeping the ball in the ballpark. But the injuries to me are an enormous concern. Now, he's pretty cheap. I think he made like 3.6 last year, and he's got like 2 more arbitration seasons.
I think he's got 3 years of control, at least.
Yeah,
Maybe 2.
so he's got a little bit of control, and that's obviously valuable. But I hate it. I wouldn't want to trade Ben Hess for that. The injuries are the main concern. I don't
Me
think he's
too.
reliable enough to stay on the field. Yeah, I'm looking through his like Savant page, and something that I noticed with his Savant is that his expected ERA always seems to be higher than his actual ERA, with the exception of 2023 when he had a lower expected ERA. It just sort of seems when I like really went into the numbers that the command is a massive problem for him. He's got pretty good stuff, but like you said, he doesn't know where the ball is going. And I just feel like he kind of gets lucky in some weird way, that he has had better seasons than he was supposed to have, kind of like the opposite way with Ben Rice having a worse season than he should have had. But on his 2025 Savant page, 8th percentiles, hard hit percentage, average exit velo, 22 percentile. 2022 seems to be his best season, but the fastball run value is really poor. I absolutely hate it. If you're going to not give up Ben Hess, if you're going to give up a couple prospects that I've like never heard about, and that's a bit unfair and unrealistic of me to say, and I understand that, but there's just no way that I'd give up Ben Hess for him. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. Ben Hess has way more years of control. He hasn't even made the major leagues yet. I like his upside way more, and the injuries are extremely concerning. I hate this move. Hate it.
That's an interesting take. I don't hate it as much as you do because I haven't heard as many great things about Ben Hess. And he seems to be one of those guys who is fantastic one day and then awful the next, like one start to the next. He's very erratic. But the same can be said for Edward Cabrera, right? So I think that I would pull the trigger on this move. Hess and Dylan Lewis, to me, is not a difference maker this year. And right now you're trying to win with Judge in his prime. And this is a guy who got better. The Yankees and the Mets are both in on him. So perhaps these teams are seeing something in the metrics that we just talked about that they think they can improve. Maybe the Yankees feel like they can, get him in the pitching lab with Matt Blake and unlock something else. He clearly took some steps this year. He had his best year. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. This could happen soon. From what I'm hearing, this seems like the most boiling hot to the surface rumor that we've had all winter, which is saying a lot. It's just been a devastatingly slow winter, but I don't hate it as much as you do. I will say this: Brian Cashman likes to piece together seasons, right? I mean, and if you're picking up a guy who's going to get hurt, let him start the season with the Yankees and pitch the first few months when you need him, and then if he gets hurt, you hope it's not too bad, and then he misses the second half or some of the second half when Cole and Rodon are hitting full strength, and then you basically are able to build a full rotation throughout the season, and then you pick your best 4 or 5 for the postseason. So I don't hate this as much as you do, but I'm not like crazy about it. Control issue pitchers drive me absolutely nuts. But he did have 150 strikeouts and 48 walks. That's not exactly it's like a 3-to-1 ratio. That's not terrible.
No, that's pretty good. I mean, the last thing that I'll kind of say about it is obviously the Yankees want to make this move because they think that they can make him better. They see something in the deep analytics, whatever. Matt Blake must like him. They see something. They wouldn't just make it for no reason. My thing is just that I think the injuries are incredibly concerning to me. I don't think he's going to be reliable. And also, he's coming from Miami. I don't know how he's going to respond to being in New York. That's always going to be something when you're coming over to the Yankees. I lived in Miami for a summer. I went to a couple Marlins games when they were playing like the Rockies. There's like 48 people in the stands. It's just not the same thing at all. They probably had more butts in the seat for the Stadium Series, Rangers Panthers the other night than they have for a Marlins game in years, man. So that is definitely something that I'd rather them make the deal for Alcantara or Alcantara, or however the hell you say his name. I'd rather them make the deal for him, even though he's really struggled. But that guy's at least won a Cy Young. Like, I've seen him do it at the major league level. Cabrera, to me, is just kind of like whatever.